Good evening, welcome to the Toon review for the Scotland versus Brazil crucial tie in the World Cup, where history can be created by the Scottish team in being the first time they qualified for a second round of a tournament in history. So it's a massive thing for our Caledonian cousins up there above the border there, up north, way up north. First of all, hit that like button now, please, folks. Let's have the thumbs up. Well and truly battered in this stream. It'll really help us reach other people, like-minded people, who will obviously join you guys in the chat. And to be in the chat, of course, you have to subscribe. Free to do so, doesn't cost you a penny. And then you can share your conversations with all the people that are fantastic people that are already here. And also, membership's available by clicking the join button. That'll entitle you to enter our competitions and actually become fully fledged members of the Toon Review community. Super chats are also available, and that's by clicking the dollar sign. And that's about all the housework we have. They're not far up the north from you, Tom, but they're quite away from me, to be fair. Yes, so the Brazilian team are coming out. There's Don Carlo. Of course, there is Newcastle United representation here tonight in the Brazil side. War Capitano, Bruno Guimarães. And there's Mr. Ronaldinho. Yes, he's put a bit of kite on. But here come the two teams out tonight. As I say, this is an important game for our Scottish brethren. Fantastic it would be for them to qualify. I don't hold that much hope for them, if I'm perfectly honest. But you never know. You never know. If it was about effort, I think they'd do it. I just think that Brazil may have a little bit too much for them. But one never knows. One never knows. And also, of course, our aliens meant to be coming down to this game tonight. I mean, I can't expect the aliens to go to one World Cup game, but this is probably one of the ones they would go to. I think it could well be very exciting. They certainly would have chosen England versus Ghana. Unless they had a peek and thought, fuck that, so I ain't coming down here again. And now it looks like Brazil are going to be in gold tops, white shorts. Scotland all in dark blue. As they come out of the pitch through the gate. Lots of flags in the crowd there. The Palmeiras flag being, well, nicely shown about by a Brazilian female fan there. Yes, it's very warm, mate, Trevor, very warm. I am sweating like a pig. If I'm perfectly frank. It's been a tough old day today, really hard work, just to stay kind of comfortable. But managed to get through it. Still got a couple of more days of this to go, of course. It's going to get a bit cooler come Friday, all things being equal. Yeah, we've got about 7 minutes. Paul's recovering, septic. Yeah, it's just recovering. Turpy thinks Scotland will get pumped. But I think we all think that might happen. However, it would be nice for the Scots to qualify. Absolutely would. They always turn up in their army, supporting the team in fantastic ways, apart from 1977 at Wembley, of course. But they always turn up in their thousands, and be nice for them to get a little bit of a good thing for them. Although with the Jocks, you never know, they'll celebrate anything, so good for them. There's Mr. Clark. He looks half asleep. And there's Braveheart. His makeup's run a bit. Of course, we're in Miami for this game. Let's get the banner up on screen before I forget. There we go. Now we're going to have one of the most famous anthems in football, the Brazilian national anthem. Potentially, Becky. That would give Scotland 4 points. Yeah, I think a draw would see Scotland through, if I'm perfectly honest. Exile only max as 1-0 to Scotland if they score anthems. I'm not so sure. James Hollinger said, anyone else think Pickford should have been sent off last night? Very much so. Got away one there. And potentially a penalty as well. There's R9. What a player he was. And there's Cafu, Kaká. Two legends of Brazilian history, of course. I'm not singing along to the Brazilian anthem. I don't know the words. And I can't hear the tune. I just know it's a good one. He's a very excitable young gentleman, isn't he? With a quiff, Richard. Excuse me. I hope Casemiro gets the legs because he might have to protect Bruno tonight. Because you know what McGinn's like for kicking people? He will try and kick Bruno tonight, no doubt about it. Hugs exchange between Casemiro and Tyler Fletcher there in the lineup. And Rayan does replace Rafinha, of course, tonight as well. James thinks we need a Charles impression during the commentary. We shall see. So lineups we're going through in a minute. We'll go through the lineups. I noticed that Grant Hanley, I don't think he's in the team either. Officials, they come from he looks very Latino. Mexican. 3 Mexican officials. The non-officiating ones are Norwegian. And in the VAR room, we have a Mexican VAR ref. The assistance from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and support VAR is a Pole. Mr. Kwiatkowski, which is the name of a famous cyclist, in fact, who rides for the Ineos, whatever they're called these days. It's Scotland side. Good in goal. Andy Robertson, the captain. Jack Hendry. Scott McKenna in. Nathan Patterson. So it's a flat back 4. A midfield looks like a 4-4-2 actually. McGinn, Ferguson, McLean, and McTominay. Gannon Doak. Maybe a 4-5-1. And Lawrence Shankland. The dream is well, it's looking like a 4-2-3-1 here. So McGinn and Ferguson sitting deep. McTominay in the 10. Doak on the right and Ferguson on the left. Anyway, here's the Brazil side. Alisson in goal. Douglas Santos. Gabriel Marquinhos, the captain. Danilo. Lucas Paquetá. Casemiro. Bruno Guimaraes. Vinicius Junior. Mateus Cunha. And Rayan, the Bournemouth starlet. Douglas Santos and Casemiro both have yellow cards. As does Roger Ibanez on the bench. But that's the Brazil side. Yellow tops, white shorts. Hurdles are going on. So the stadium just looked mainly yellow, to be perfectly honest. But I'm sure there'll be lots of Scots in there. The game has kicked off, incidentally. We are away and running. The ball is back with Angus Gunn, and he's going to kick it forwards. Headed away. Nice ball from Bruno, and a good ball on there to Vinicius. And Brazil are already on the attack. Good defending, though, by... I'm not sure who it was there, but it was good defending. He wins the throw-in as well. Paquetá's down with what he's saying is an elbow to the throat. Oof. It's Lewis Ferguson who goes in and puts his hand on his throat. That would be quite nasty, I imagine. Brazil loses out there. Paquetá loses out. And now balling behind, looking for the run of Gannon Doak. It's cut out by Marquinhos. But Scotland are pressing with Ferguson. Cross comes in from Robertson, headed away. Fully cleared. Oof. That's a poor jump, that, and it's going to be a free kick to Scotland. Poor jump that from Ryan, fouled Ferguson. And bit of retribution, I believe. Although he's jumping for the ball, and well, he's clenching Ferguson around the back of the head. And Mr. Beckham with the biggest bottle. It looks like one of Lady Sam's glasses. Drinking red wine in the crowd. Here come the Scots, looking for Shankland. Headed away. Bruno. Nice play from Brazil, this. And, well, they're looking to get the kiss here. Here's Rayan into Paquetá. Paquetá comes down here for Douglas Santos. And now Casemiro, first on ball. Paquetá with the attempted back heel, didn't work. Had a very poor World Cup, Paquetá, so far. He's good. Plays it wide to Andy Robertson. Into McGinn. Here's Robertson again. Ferguson. Back to McKenna. Now Hendry. Taking the opportunity to bring the ball forward with a bit of pace. Here's McLean. To McKenna, and now wide to Robertson. Scotland playing a bit of possession ball here. The Toon Review has gifted 5 Toon Review memberships, incidentally. So, just as it started, 5 Toon Review memberships gifted by Paul from his sickbed. And Trevor McDonald says 2 years, been a member for 22 years now. He says 2 years, well, so great to be part of this great growing family. Well, you're welcome, Trevor. You've been a very nice part of our family. You fit it in perfectly. Good ball out from Angus Gunn to Robertson, but that's a poor pass from Robertson. And Rayan can go here. Robertson is trying to chase back. Cross comes in, and it's not a good one. It picks up. It's Bruno, in fact. It's Bruno with the cross. It was a cross too close to the goalkeeper. And he picked it up. Level 7 Dave's in the chat. At 4:45 on the clock. Here's Brazil. Guimarães back to the fullback, Danilo. And now it's with Gabriel. Back to Marquinhos. Danilo. And Brazil just having a bit of a possession in the back. That was Douglas Santos. Back to Gabriel again. Brazil struggling to break down the low block. Trying to keep patience. Rayan. And again, centre halves have it. Is Gabriel. Here's Douglas Santos. He's got Vinicius Jr. in front of him. Goes into Paquetá. Gabriel. Paquetá. Chip ball down the line. Nice play this was. Vinicius has it now. Ball is rammed in close to Casemiro. Might have to go from distance. Well blocked. And the rebound falls to McTominay. Now Ben Gannon-Doak. And back he goes. To Patterson, and now the centre halves have it. Ball is back with Angus Gunn. So he's slow moving game at the minute. Brazil are in here. I looked away, and Vinny Jr. scored, and the Scots have made a right fuck up of that. Pissing around at the back. Just on 7 minutes, cynical Jim. And that I was looking down at the chat, and I looked up, and well, Scotland have made a right fuck up of that. Now I think it was who's it? Scott McKenna? Yeah, Scott McKenna. When you play with knobheads like that at the back, you ain't got much chance. That was horrific. Absolutely horrific. And Vinny Jr. bags his second goal of the tournament, and he won't score an easy one. So it was Angus Gunn played it to McKenna. That was a horrific touch. He was tackled. The ball rebounded into the path of Vinny Jr. He stepped inside Gunn, knocked it into an empty net. Rayan probably get the assist for that. And already Scotland are behind in their quest to reach the second round for the first time. I think Scott McKenna was hypnotised by himself then. Ball is with Allison at the back. Here's Paquetá. Really poor pass from him. Really poor. Scotland playing around at the back again. I don't think they'll be too keen to mess around with this time. And Gunn just kicks it down the middle. Gabriel beats Shankland in the air. Here's Patterson. Ferguson. Plays it square to McKenna. Now wide to Robertson. Back to McKenna. Now Hendry. Throwing to the Brazilians. Trying to get Gannon-Doak down the line, but it didn't work. Douglas Santos with a throw into Vinny. Plays it back to Gabriel, who lofts it forward. Bruno steps in, almost wins it, but does fall to McGinn. Further wide then to Robertson. Now Ferguson. Back to McKenna. Now Hendry. It's McLean to Hendry. Ball looking for the far post. Good header away by Danilo. A good bit of play from Rayan too. Good ball. Really good ball. Good ball too. Shot comes in. Here's Bruno. Back he goes to Paquetá. Vinny. Paquetá. Vinny. Paquetá again. Plays it square to Marquinhos. Now wide for Rayan. Having a go at the fullback. Robertson. Plays it inside. Shot comes in. Good effort. Not too bad from Cunha, that, but over the bar. But a goal. In the other game, Morocco and Haiti have taken the lead. Yeah, I think they can still qualify even if they lose, Keith. Just Danilo winning the ball, lumping it forward, headed away by Hendry into the path of Patterson. Patterson plays a nice ball in behind. Gabriel's on the cover, plays it for Santos, just about keeps it in. Down the line, Paquetá. Cunha, Paquetá. He wants all day for the ball, but it gets it to Cunha. Nice ball back, but that's not a great one. And Casemiro tidies up. Here's Rayan. And now Casemiro. Gabriel plays it to Marquinhos, the skipper. Nice run from Rayan down the line. Marquinhos spots him. But Rayan's touch, I think it was Rayan, may have been the fullback on the overlap. Didn't quite get the touch he wanted. Really good defending there by Gabriel. Long clearance and gun. Ball is with Casemiro for Brazil. Now Paquetá. Forward for Cunha. Now Paquetá again. Wide he comes for Douglas Santos. Paquetá makes himself available again, gives it to Gabriel, and now Marquinhos into Bruno. Bruno to Gabriel. Douglas Santos. Pull from Paquetá yet again. Gives the ball away. Here's Casemiro. Just sitting in the centre circle at the minute by Casemiro, having to do no work whatsoever. Danilo. Cross comes in, it's way over hit. And that'll be a goal kick. Not been the greatest goal this game. In fact, it's been appalling. including the Brazil goal, which was an absolute gift from the Scottish defence to Vinnie Jr. Been absolutely dreadful. Here come the Scots. Mark, if you want to be a member, click the join button below the chat there and it'll take you to a payment table. Melanie says, Willie Miller and Alan Hansen would be proud of McKenna. I mean, Alan Hansen was criminally underused by Scotland. Criminally. Something like 17 caps, something ridiculous. Should have had 117. Hello, Sid from Toronto. Chris says, I think Scotland has bitten off more than they can chew, Bill. Well, we'll see. I mean, Brazil ain't great, I've got to say. But they don't need to be. Here's Casemiro. Knocks it left to Danilo. And now Santos back to Gabriel. This is so fucking boring. $17 on the clock. Excuse me. Here's Pakata. Nice ball. Nice ball for Pakata there. Cunha does well to avoid the tackle of McGinn. Now it's Rayan. Cross comes in. Oh, it's going to be a corner if it goes. Looks like Douglas Santos keeps it in. Back to Vinnie Jr. Vinnie Jr. tries to take Patson on. Patson gets a foot in. It will be a corner. Good defending that from Patson. The Everton fullback. Bruno's come across to take it. And he can score from here, of course. Referee's in to have his usual chat. Gabriel's at the far post. So's Cunha. So this could be the old Newcastle corner here where Bruno curves it in, looking to put it on the goalie's bunts. It's a good one. Falls to the edge of the box. Pakistan lost it back in again. And Scotland can break here. It's deflected away from Gannon Doak. Pakistan tried to win it back. Didn't do so, though. Scotland still have the possession. McTominay is robbed by Cunha. McGinn nearly robbed... I don't know who that is. This is Rayan, though. Rayan tried to bend it to the far corner. Oh. In fact, it was Vinnie Jr. Vinnie Jr. tried to bend it with the outside of his right foot. There's Roberto Carlos and Rivaldo in the crowd there. And Rayan's down injured. Holding is Gingans. Very humid at this stadium. Players are all soaked. Here come the Jilly Jockos with Patson. Ball down the line, wherever hit. Allison strolls out his penalty area and just relays it to Gabriel. Now Marquinhos. Danilo. Marquinhos. Brazil at walking pace. So are the Scots. Here's Paqueta. Receives it back from Douglas Santos, and he goes wide, square across, sorry, to Marquinhos, who then relays it to Danilo. Back to Gabriel. 5 attempts on goal on target for the Brazilians. Nothing of any note from the Jocks. Here's Vin Jr. Good ball. Rayan. Cross comes in. It's cut out by Jack Hendry, and it will go for a throw-in. Throw-in's quickly taken. Here's Gabriel. Paqueta. Vinny Jr. That's dreadful. Yes, Tom. Anyhow, Scotland are coming away with it from the penalty area. Hendry's robbed. He's lost out. Scotland are in again. Brazilian again. And Vinicius Jr. has been gifted a second goal. This time by the other centre half, Jack Hendry. And Vin Jr. must think it's fucking Christmas. Scandalous defending once again by the Ginny Jockos. This time, it was the other centre half, Hendry, and Vinny Jr. receives the second Christmas present of his night. He's had one each from both centre halves now. Oh, dreadful from the Jocks. Steve Clark must be thinking, what the frig am I supposed to do with this? Dozy. Dozy is fucking Vinny Jr. Well, he don't miss him. Can't finish through Angus Gooden's legs into the back of the net. One present each. One from McKenna, one from Hendry. And it's 2-0 Brazil. And we are close to the hydration nonsense. Oh, the VAR are checking on this. I don't know why. What are they checking for? Surely that can't be a foul. Well, this might be taken away because of a... I don't think it is. I'd be amazed if they disallowed this, but it could. Well, let's see what this referee says. Jack Henry's trying to make out that that's... Yeah, they took it off him. Ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Fucking never been a foul, that. So, one Christmas present is quickly taken away. I guess if that was your team, though, you'd want a foul for it, wouldn't you? It's very soft. Now it's the hydration break. Yeah, they're all fine, mate. Thanks, Keith, for asking. Well, the Jocks have got away with one there, that's for certain. You need daughter bolters. Yeah. No, he did touch his foot, but it wasn't enough to bring him down, was it? So to me, it's not a foul. Yeah, it's James McFadden in the commentary box. Ex-Everton. Well done. Well done again. That isn't a foul. Absolutely not. It's put the pressure on him. That's nonsense. And the only reason he fell down is because he tried to rubber tackle him and he missed him. Absolute fucking nonsense. Any other players are returning after their hydration break, advert break, whatever you want to call it. Chris says, I'm a good minute in front of you. I can't pause mine, mate. I think you can tell, looking at Vinny Jr., that he may have sucked his thumb until he was getting on a bit in age because of the shape of his teeth. Or he had a dummy until he was about 15. It's corner to Scotland here, which Lewis Ferguson has gone across to take. Shankland's in there. McLean's in there. Two centre-halves are in there. And it comes, looking for Scottish head. It's flicked on. It's nodded away by Gabriel. Now it's with McGinn. Comes back onto his right foot. That's a lovely cross, that. Terrible header, though. And it's well cleared away by Paquetá. Great cross from McGinn. The header was really poor, though. Why didn't get that on target? Or it's just really poor header. But what a cross from McGinn it was. Scotland again started to come into the game a little bit since the hydration break. Here's Patterson. Steps inside. Plays it back to Ferguson. Now Hendry. And now McKenna. All the way back to the keeper. Long ball. Aim for Robertson, but it's well won in the air. by the fullback, Danilo. And Scotland throw it backwards. Here's Hendry. Patterson. Back to Hendry. I mean, if you're the Brazilian forward, you'd press these all the time, wouldn't you? Bit coming on now. Back to the keeper. Press him. This time he bypasses Vinny quite nicely. It was a one-man press, and that's never going to work. And here comes Scotland. Patterson. Hendry. Gunn-Doak. McTominay. Good strength from him. Little ball in there from Hendry. This is good from Scotland, this. Here's Robertson down the far side. Cross comes in. That looks a bit handsy. Robertson appeal for it. It will be a corner. Lewis Ferguson has gone out to take it. I mean, it did look a little bit handsy, I must be honest, from a distance, but we're not going to see it again. And it seems like Robertson and Danilo were having a bit of a laugh. In swinging corner. Could be a threat from these. McKenna has got a lot of height to him. He's gone to the near post over his head. Headed away and further headed away by Bruno. Up against McGinn. McGinn trying to sucker Bruno. Played a lovely little pass inside the two of them there. But Brazil defend really well here. And then Paquetá. Oh, that's quality. That's really good from Paquetá. The pass was awful. I was put him in trouble. Long distance shot is deflected wide. Great bit of skill from Paquetá. Then gave the ball away in a real dangerous position. Like he was admiring his work there. But that little bit of skill to get him down the line was sensational. But then he gave the ball away. And Ferguson thought, I'm having a dig here. And it was deflected off Casemiro for another corner. And they're causing problems from corners here, Scotland. Bit of a... They've come into it in the past 5 minutes. This is about the third or fourth corner. And again, all the big artillery are up for it. Scotsman doing the praying sign there. Here he comes. Headed away. Edge of the box. And referee's give a free kick for a push. And the pass was awful. We gave it away. He gave it straight to their player and he had a free shot at goal. But the skill before that was sensational. Anyway, Scotland again on the attack. There's Gunn-Doak going up against two Brazilians. He's gone round one. Cross comes in. Not the greatest clearance in the world. Bruno tidies up and plays a nice pass out. Again, Paquetá very slow, but he wins the throw in. Vinny's first touch there was horrific. We're going to win a free kick. Ferguson pushing Vinicius Jr. over. Ball is on the other side of the pitch now with Danilo. How's Bruno doing? Not really been in it in a minute, to be honest, mate. Good turn from Cunha, looking for Rayan. Rayan goes past one. He's not going to get past two. It's going to be a corner for Brazil, though. The rest give a free kick against Rayan. That's absolute bollocks. Throw into the Scots. I mean, why is he not give a corner for that? Not a foul. I mean, this ref is an absolute fucking anus. There's Bruno with a bit of skill. They did really well that time. Casemiro spreads it wide. That's a rivet from Casemiro. Straight into touch. This McTominay comes deep to receive it. Plays it in, looking for the run of Shankland. It's cut out. And that's really poor. Here's Bruno. Good ball for Douglas Santos. Now Vinny Jr. Paquetá. Casemiro. Paquetá again. Now Douglas Sanchez. Got Vinny inside. Here's Vinny. Back to Paquetá. Into Bruno. Back to Paquetá. Drew 2 in there, Bruno. Gabriel. Square. Casemiro. Here's Gabriel. Paquetá. Into Vinny Jr. Turns. Gets in the box. Tries to get to the byline. Scotland not having a bit of that and win the ball back. And calmly play it out of defence very nicely. No gifts this time. Who is that? There might be it. Gunn gets it out to the far side of the pitch and Scotland can come on the counter with McTominay. Strength by Rayan. Wins it back off McTominay. Well played. Here's Guimarães for Brazil. Nice ball. He was fouled as well, but referee plays on and shot from Rayan goes well wide. He's not been great, Rayan, I've got to be honest. Gunn kicks it long. Wood in the air by Casemiro. Nodded it back to Robertson. And now here's McKenna. McKenna with a long ball. Looking for Gannon Doak. Good defending by Douglas Santos. Vinny Jr. gets rid of it, but it's only into the Scottish defence. Here's Ferguson for Scotland. Ball in to Shankland. Now McLean. Here's Robertson, far side. Robertson goes back to McLean. Cross comes in. Well over hits, and it will go out for a goal kick. Will it go for a goal kick? Yes, it will. There's Arsene Wenger sitting next to Ronaldo. And there's a young fellow with the old Ronaldo haircut. Here comes Brazil. Trying to find some space. Cunha come very deep to receive it there. He's hardly been in the game, Cunha. Danilo. Brazil 2 steps backwards, 1 step forward. It's very patient. Bruno found a bit of space there. Wasn't speed. Here's Casemiro, goes square to Danilo. And now it's Paquetá. Bruno's made a run, but it's serious to God. Is Paquetá blind? Honest to God, he needs to get Specsavers. 40 minutes and 12 on the clock, and the ball is with the Scottish defenders. Patterson from Everton. Getting himself in a bit of trouble here. And there's going to be a free kick. Silly free kick given away there. Morocco have equalised against Haiti. Real shit goal from as well. Deflected into the path of the striker, just knocked it into empty nets. It's a keep, isn't it? Gabriel into Bruno. Cunha tries to bend one. It's wide of the keeper, also wide of the post. Ball over the top, looking for Vinny Jr. That's well headed away by Hendry into Patterson. Scotland break it clear. Good tackle coming in from Douglas Santos. Casemiro relays it back to Marquinhos, and now Gabriel back to Marquinhos. Now Danilo back to Marquinhos. We are in the 42nd and 24 seconds. Danilo. Sorry, that's Douglas Santos, not Danilo. That's Vinny Jr. And then back to Douglas Santos. Cunha dropped very deep. Santos back to Paquetá to Vinny Jr. This is so fucking tedious. Casemiro. Marquinhos wide then to Rayan into Bruno. That's a great little flick from Bruno. Didn't quite get to it though, and it's cleared long and out for a throw in. Has Wilson at the door scored? Oh, great. This is meant to be a screamer, someone said. And it is. Wow. What a strike from Isidore that is. Here's Casemiro for Brazil. It's a great hit from Isidore, give him credit. Vinny Jr. back to Cunha into Bruno. Bruno can't win anything there, but Vinny Jr. picks up the pieces. Here's Rayan. Overhits his pass, but Vinny gets there. Could be an own goal. Oh, luckily, Scotland do get a corner, but more by luck than judgment on Scott's part. Good play from Vinny Jr. Almost an own goal. But it will be a corner, which Bruno will take. Gone short, and the cross comes in. It's taken by Gunn. 45 minutes are up. Just added time now, which usually is 6 minutes. McLean. Ferguson. I mean, this is dreadful. Patterson. McGinn. He's hardly been seen all night either. Plays it square. Ferguson. Scotland going nowhere quick here. Here's McGinn, got a bit of space to move into. Bruno goes and takes the ball off him with a fine tackle. Ball just rebounds back to Scotland now. The ball's wide. They've got a chance here. He's miskicked it. But he goes for the rebound. Good tackle comes in. Bruno's side is up. Flicks it back for Marquinhos. Again, they're only in again in Scotland. This might fall for them. They wanted a handball. They're going to get one. Now Brazil can come on the counter with Douglas Santos. Just keeps it in. Now Casemiro. Morocco have equalised again against Haiti. Here's Vinicius Jr. Patterson trying to get into him. And gives a free kick away. That's a strange one. Here's Bruno. Playing a bit of keep ball. Paqueta. Now Gabriel. Casemiro. Great ball from Bruno into Rayan. Again, Rayan's cocked up. Oh, Cunha almost wins it back. They do win it back. Here's Bruno in the penalty area. Cross comes in. It's a great cross. What an assist from Bruno. And Vinny Jr. finally gets a second. Well, that's an absolute pizza of a cross from War Bruno. Absolute pizza of a cross. Great header from Vinny at the far post. But that cross was sensational. Absolutely sensational. There's no way this one gets chalked off. He's not offside. And it's a great header. What a cross that was. Just over the outstretched fingertips of the keeper. And Vinny Jr. perfectly placed to just knock it into an empty net. What a cross that is. Well, that's potentially the assist of the tournament. Anyway, here come the Jilly Jockos, trying to get one back for half time. Free kick given away by Marquinhos. Well, just a couple of twins there. They're not very Scottish, but they're not very happy. Free kick to Scotland. It's about 40 yards, maybe a bit more than got from goal. It's going to be a cross, looking for Scott McTominay, I imagine. Cross comes in, looking for a Scotland head, doesn't find one. Nodded back, shot comes in, it's blocked. And it's going to go out for a throw-in. Patterson. There's Cunha for Brazil. Now Vinny Jr., a little back flick inside. Ball over the top for Rayan. Rayan's first touch is fantastic. Good save, Gunn. Good save, Gunn. The first touch there was absolutely silkily skillful. And I think the ball flew was from Bruno again. That first touch of Rayan, look at that. That's absolutely phenomenal. But his finish didn't match it. And Gunn got down with a parry. Put it wide. Corner, which this time Paqueta's going to take. Because he can in-swing it from that side. In it comes. Might be a shot here for... Well, it's going to go out for another corner. Which Vinny Jr. is going to come and take. Or was it half time? Well, Vinny Jr.'s walking off the pitch, so it must be half time. 2-0 to Scotland, to Brazil. Fantastic first half. From Brazil, although at times it was very boring. I'm going to go off to the toilet, have a quick bathroom break. And before that, I'm going to leave you with a message from our tonight's sponsors from the game.
Newcastle United fans and football fans in general, we've all been there, those match days, long weekends, drinking in the pub, fast food, and then by Monday morning, we all wish we were living a much healthier lifestyle. And that's why we have teamed up with Oxford Natural and their Optimum Day and Night supplements. I will be straight with you, this isn't a magic wand or overnight cure. They don't do all the work for you. But once you start noticing results, I guarantee you that other people will as well. Now, the Optimum Day is based around energy, controlling your cravings and helping you stay on track. And the Optimum Night is all about sleep, recovery, and helping you to switch off properly. Now, already we've seen some fantastic results. Look at Robbie here from AFTV. He's already lost an incredible £80 so far. And then you've got former Newcastle United striker and Ballon d'Or winner Michael Owen. He has lost £35 so far. So if you're sitting there thinking, right, now is the time I need to get off my backside, I want to feel healthier, I need to lose weight, or I need a better lifestyle, this is your time. And it's certainly worth checking out. Now, the QR code is on the screen. The link is below in the description. And if you use the code TTR70 on checkout, you will get an incredible 70% off your first order. So thank you very much, Oxford Natural, for sponsoring the video. Now back to the Newcastle United news.
There we go. Quick visit to the toilet and a message from our sponsor for the evening stream. John Linton, take the pill. Take it. Take it. Oh, dear me. Nick says Bruno had the chance to shoot between us and Man City, and he shows us he wants a legendary status Shearer has. I don't actually think the club will cash in. They'll do a trips. I don't think he's that far away from that legendary status now. Mike says we have shot ourselves in the foot. You certainly have. Again, gifting gold and doing silly mistakes. Just can't get my head around it. Trevor says we had 53 people go offline during the Oxford ad. Wow. Well, you can always, if you don't want to, if you don't have to watch it, it's just we have contractual obligations. See. Keith says I do think this Brazilian's great side, not good players. Do I think they win cup? No. What do you think? Maybe. I think once you get into knockout football, anyone can win it. If I'm perfectly honest, Keith. I don't think it's as cut and dry as I'm not winning it. Where's Joe Linton gone? Take that fucking tablet. Joe Linton, where are you? Oh, dear me. I want to turn him into Michael Owen. Anyway, it's swelteringly hot here. And it's almost midnight. Fucking hell. Simone says, poor old Scotland. David says, if you give Brazil too much of the ball, they can punish that. Well, they certainly will do. Especially if you gift it to them in your own penalty box. Oh, dear. This showing the cacophony of Scottish errors. And that's probably the biggest one of the lot from Scott McKenna, the ex-Forest man. And Chris says, we need War Bruno to convince JR to play for the Toon. JR. Come on, Chris. Who's JR? You don't mean Vinny Jr., do you? A blast from the past says, be surprised if the Jocks get through next round based on what I've seen. Mal says, Brazil keep this up. Scotland could have a worse goal difference than Haiti. We head out Kyoto, all sorry, joining a bit later today, slept it. Dope. Trevor says, the flower Scotland, you're going to lose. I'm sure that's the words. Don't think so. David Spencer's Billy, could you imagine if J7 was playing for Brazil? Yeah. Cron Lad said we missed the boat with Ray, and we did. However, he's not been great today. Mel says, imagine Vinny Jr. with Howe. Tom says, JR, Larry Hagman, is he not dead? He might be Cliff Barnes, but we've already got his son playing on the left wing, haven't we? Not that I ever watched Dallas. We Head says, come on, the Tartan Army. Well, I don't have that much hope for you, my friend. Paul Spencer, did you hear the England fans singing? So F off, Tartan Army. You've had your little party. Now you're going home. Now you're going home. No, I didn't, mate, to be honest. That's not very nice of them, is it? Yeah, that's definitely Bruno with a cross, isn't it? Absolutely is. What a cross that is. Fuck me. I just can't believe how how precise this cross was. It's literally... Kevin says, must admit their stadium was absolute class. Tom says, battered Scottish sausage, battered Mars bar, battered Scotland. Tito says, Bruno deserves the best in this tournament. I mean, that's one of the best assists I think I've seen. And the people in Sao Paulo are celebrating. There'll be some wild partying going on there tonight. Absolutely. David wants Bruno to get a goal now to boost his confidence. If he's playing crosses like that, mate, I think his confidence is very high. This first touch around here is sensational. Just the finish weren't great. Yeah, Vinny Jr. Spike says he's fed up with Scotland shooting themselves in the foot. The thing is, if they tried to shoot themselves in the foot, Spike, they'd fucking miss. Simo says, as always, we have to say a big thank you to Warbuddy for carrying the flag for the Toon review. It's not a problem, mate. Mel says, Scotland needs Shea Adams. That's 4 words I didn't think I'd hear in one sentence. Incidentally, the Toon Reviews stalker from X has been at it again today. I've heard a rumour, he said. Basically, that means I'm making something up in my own head here, and then said an absolute load of nonsense. Then someone else joined in with a load of nonsense. And I had to kind of step in and say, you're both making up stuff. Stop stalking us, you absolute pair of cretins. And then I got accused of being a narcissist for stepping in. Absolute fucking dickheads. Anyway, Kevin says, Billy's a teacher legend. Thank you all. A blast from the past. The Scotland's options now. Give it a go and leave themselves wide open. Yeah, they're behind a rock and a hard place, in between a rock and a hard place, I should say. David says, thank you, Billy, for bringing us great commentary top. Thank you. Chris says they are getting battered like a Mars. 100%. 100%. Oh, you have to go on X and read it, mate. He didn't actually say what it was, to be honest. But then this bloke came in with his own rumour. Can't think what the bloke's name was. Mike something. He said he heard a rumour that we'd had a super chat with some derogatory racist remarks about Koreans in it and that we'd read it out. Which is absolute bollocks. Absolute bollocks. Yeah, so 2-2 in the other game. Scotland's, will they qualify with 3 points and -2 goal difference? I think it's going to be tight, I think, for them. Dave says, you know, X's a cesspit. I do, yeah. I've been hacked about 4 times. I looked on my bio today and it'd been completely changed into I love Tesla, I love Elon Musk. Absolutely fucking nonsense. Chris says, I don't know how they keep interrupting the adverts with football. Nice one, love it. Mal says, really enjoyed this World Cup. Many thanks to everyone at Toon Review. The Matchday live has been great friend. Thanks, Billy, and best wishes to Paul. Yeah, we always offer our best wishes to Paul. I mean, he's getting right. He's going on holiday soon. Tom's been to have a read of it. Yeah, ridiculous, isn't it, mate? Oh, it's so warm. Yes, mate. Bullshit bike. Yeah. Nick says Fabrizio stuff maybe laughed today. He never even acknowledged that Dubs was even a player with him for 7 years. What a prick! Of course not. Our name isn't in his vocabulary unless he's on about selling players from us. It's about time people saw through and through who he is, and I think we did that last summer. Kev said even if the match is short, you can still have a laugh in the chat. 100%. Tom says TTL even went through this tiny up mind again. 100%. Morning to coffee. How hope you're well, Josh, over there in India. And the players are coming back on the pitch now. Oh, there's 5, 6 great players on placards there. I wonder if we're going to see Neymar at any stage. Jet plays game, says Brazil winning the World Cup with Bruno starting in midfield would be incredible. That'd be great, wouldn't it? That'd be great. That'd be almost as good as England winning it. It may be even better. I don't know. Must have Rod Stewart with the green hair. I mean, it could well be. Julie says, I think Neymar's been kept for knockout stages. Sure, they've got to give him some football before then, just in case. Yes, JJ, we know. Christ. Every night, someone asks me about it, and I'll repeat what I said to them earlier in the weeks and since Gordon was sold. Our tech guy is very busy, and when he has time, we'll be getting a new backdrop. All right, mate? But until now, I mean, I could put a Brazil flag up, but that wouldn't be fair on our Scottish friends. Anyway, Kieran Tierney's come on for the second half. I don't know why that is. Because he's been absolutely dog shit in this tournament so far. Tierney's on for Robertson. Barbara says England won't be winning the World Cup. No, you're probably right. Big up to Embleton. Hope you're well, mate. I actually think England are probably more suited to winning it now, because we won't need to break down low blocks as we go further in the tournament. And it's the low block that we can't break down. So the better players we have, the more chance we have of winning. I think we play against, the more chance we have of winning it. But no, I think I agree with you. France are going to win it. And we have kicked off, by the way, with 13 seconds into the second half. Yeah, Jazz says it's a good job we sold Gordon before the World Cup. We're looking to get a tenner for him now. He ain't been great, has he? Here's McGinn for Scotland. Kieran Tierney. Doubles back, gives it to John McGinn. McKenna. Hendry, all the way across to Patterson. I imagine that John McGinn took over the captaincy now. Well, that could be Scott McTominay, I guess. One of the two has got it. In a minute, Brazil have a throw in. Far side of the pitch. Ball down the line, headed back by Shankland. McGinn trying to get on the edge of that, but the clearance ain't great, but Brazil can bring it away now. Douglas Santos into Vinny Jr. Now Bruno, back to Casemiro. And now Danilo. He has Ray on his outside, goes straight into him. Tierney comes to get him. Here's Bruno again. Back to Gabriel. And here's Casemiro. Back to Nilo, square in. Marquinhos. Douglas Santos, and now Vinny Jr. Good defending that from Patterson. Yes. Now, Anthony says, what number? I don't know. I just don't know, mate. Haven't thought about it yet. We may not have signed the player. I don't know. Here comes Scotland on the attack. This might fall for them, but a bit of a lucky ricochet there. Help us it out. And they can clear it. Strength of touch, just by the halfway line. And it will be a throw into the Scottish. Here's McKenna. Down to Tierney. Back to McKenna. Hendry. Ferguson for the Scots. Here's Gannon Doak. Into Ferguson. Good ball, that. McLean goes backwards. Now McKenna. And Scotland are going to get all it back to the keeper, aren't they? Yes, they are. And Gunn launches it. McTominay competes. Cleared by Gabriel. Chested down by Ferguson. I'm trying to sell it, but I can't. McLean's a 23. Tom? Here's McKenna. Tierney trying to get a crossing. Does get one. It's a good one too. Good header. Straight to the keeper though. McTominay coming at the far post. Got a head to it. But the header was guided straight to the arms of Alisson. And really should have done better than that, I think, yeah? McTominay. He's a better player than that. Throwing to the Brazilians. Dancers, what's up, bud? Curious your thoughts on head-to-head or goal difference. I think I'm used to goal difference, mate, if I'm perfectly honest. But sometimes they're equal, so you have to go to goal scored. And if they're equal, then you go to head-to-head. There's three ways of doing it. But I prefer to go to goal difference first, personally. Here comes Brazil. Gabriel. Douglas Santos back to Marquinhos. It's a good ball over the top, looking for the run of Vinny Jr. Defended well by Hendry that time. And now Tierney plays down the line for McGinn. McGinn goes back to Ferguson. Shankland. Cross looking for Shankland, but it's overhit. It's been a thankless task about front for Scotland tonight. He's literally been chasing the ball around the whole game. Cooney comes deep, almost messes it up. Long clearance, good header by McKenna in the back of Rayan. Casemiro, good ball. Here's Paquetá. Paquetá with the ball through. It's a great ball. Vinny Jr. for his hat-trick. Good save, good. Probably should have done better there. Great ball by Paquetá to set Vinny Jr. through. And Vinny Jr. just couldn't take the chance to complete his hat-trick. Scotland again, ponderous at the back at the minute. McKenna, securing Tierney. Long ball, looking for the far side where Gannon Doak is. Beaten in the air by Douglas Santos. Will be a throw into Brazil. Scotland, sorry. That's the force of habit. Here's Patterson. And now McKenna. McTominay, good position there. Inside. Nice little touch inside. Good. This is good play for Scotland. He fell over too easily. Wanted the penalty. He's never going to get one there for that. Here's Cunha for the Brazilians. Ball down the line, looking for the win of Vinny Jr. Good covering now from Hendry. And Gunn and Hendry. Well, Gunn just lofted it over the head of. Give me a throw into Brazil. Best bit of football Scotland have played that. Here's Gabriel for the Brazilians. Plays it wide where Douglas Santos has got lots of space. Inside he comes. Here's Gabriel. Marquinhos. Danilo. Here's War Bruno. Down to Rayan. And go back to Bruno if you so wants. Gives it to Danilo instead. Brazil pushing here. I mean, Bruno's a mile offside at the precise moment in time. Needs to get back on, he does. Danilo back to Marquinhos, and now Gabriel again. Who's better? Chris Eubank in his day or Golovkin? Golovkin, mate. Golovkin by a country mile. Very slow walking pace at the minute, this game. We headed still south of Scotland. You've still got hopes of Scotland coming back here. Ferguson out to Patterson. Back to Ferguson. McTominay. Ferguson. McTominay again. Back again. McKenna. McLean. Into McGinn. Now Tierney. Back to McKenna. Further back. Just this one done. Good play that from Patterson. Nice ball too. First, well, that's good play from Scotland. That there's a hint of penalty there for foul on Shankland, but oh dear me, that's a shocking tackle. Shocking tackle that. I think it was McTominay. I don't know who was on. I think it might have been Douglas Santos. No, it's Paquetá, in fact. Shocking tackle. Well, definitely clumsy defending that from Gabriel. He seems to get away with stuff like that, doesn't he? Tom says, tell you what, though, it was the Ben for Eubank fights in the early to mid-90s that got me hooked on boxing. ITV's boxing coverage was fantastic. It was, yeah. And it was great tunes, yeah. It was, yeah. Ba-na-na-na-na, ba-na-na-na-na. Little 1-2 there, Rayan on the outside of the turn. He's saying he's got some pace about him. Manages to get that out for a throw-in. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Shove Michael Watson into that little them two as well, mate. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Ba-da-da-da-da. Scott, Brazil with Vinny Jr. approaching the area. Might have a little dig. Yeah, Bruno does a dummy. Unfortunately, no one else read it. Steve Collins did sort them all out, but they were all past the best when he fought them. He avoided them till they were Till Ben had been almost killed by McClellan. And Eubank was past his best as well. Clever man, Steve Collins. Yeah, he's probably the best of all of them, Watson, Tom. Reg Guttridge. I know something about Reg Guttridge you lot might not know. Collins was a brilliant fighter, very clever. Manages to avoid all those fights until after they'd been battered around the block a few times. Reg Guttridge only had one leg, had a false leg. There you go. Anyway, here's Brazil with Danilo. 57 and 44 on the clock. Here's War Bruno. Balling behind the fullback has overhit that. I still think Danilo gave up too quickly, though. Harold Graham was better than all of them. Oh, no, he wasn't, Vicky. Oh, no, he wasn't. He did, yeah, but he'd waited till they'd all battered the fuck out of each other, Shamrock. He was brilliant. Don't get me wrong. Brazil got a chance here. Rayan over the bar. Harold Graham against Julian Jackson. The most savage knockout I think I've ever seen. When it came to big fights, Harold Graham just didn't have it. Mike McCallum beat him. But the Julian Jackson knockout, oh, dear me. Frank Bruno. I remember when he won the world title by cuddling Oliver McCall to death. Carl Froch was good. Joe Kawasaki was fantastic. Tom says he knows a fact about former FIFA President Sepp Blatter. He was a member of the Swiss Stockings and Suspenders Appreciation Society. Jeepers creepers. Fucking creepy bastard. Good night, Rach. Thanks for staying with us till 12:25. Before you go, Rach, Paul Gallant was part of the British Suspenders and Stockings Appreciation Society, apparently. That's a nice little thought to go to bed with. Oh, dear me. Golf for Brazil anyway, Cunha. Sorry, I wasn't even watching. I was doing the Surfing USA. Surfing USA badge dance. Oh, dear me. And that may well be Bruno's second assist of the night, but Cunha's finish. I've missed the goal because I was trying to one Rachel. Served myself right. Let's have a look at this. Oh, what a ball from Bruno. Bruno. Oh, yeah. Bruno. Yes, absolutely. Great play from Bruno. Hide it, you knobhead. And with a jiggly poker in the box, laid it off for Cunha to tuck it into a virtual empty net. I don't know what John McGinn's complaining for. Scotland 0, Brazil 3. Mike says, hey, Billy, there's a game on. Melanie says that Appreciation Society is still going. I don't know. I've never heard of it till tonight. If everybody had an ocean across the USA. And Bruno's getting his shoes shined by Cunha in the celebration. Groan says we had a good on. Diddy me. Crossfield ball for Tierney. It's a good one, actually. Ball in the area, little 1-2. Tierney gets the... Ooh, is that in the penalty box? Well, it's a yellow card for Danilo. It's outside, according to him. But I think that might be in the box, you know. Tierney took a terrible, terrible whack. Is he in the box here? Oof. I'm not sure, you know. I think that might be a penalty. Let's have a look. Oh. Is that a penalty? Tom, I will recommend you to listen to an album called Pet Sounds. It's an absolute belter. Anyway, they've not given a penalty. They've given a free kick, and it's literally the width of a gnat's penis from the fucking penalty area. In it goes. Good save from Alisson. It's good effort that from Ferguson trying to blast it in. Yeah, I saw the yellow card for Danilo. Good effort that from Ferguson and good alertness from Alisson Becker. Yeah, quite right as well done. Header from Scotland. Oh, good save. Scotland's starting to come onto it now. Good save that from Becker. Bruno completes the clearance. Oh, terrible pass there from Tierney. Vinny's well offside. Oh, dear me. That's shocking from Vinny, that. I don't per se think Pet Sounds as good as Revolver or Sgt. Pepper. But as far as mid-60s albums goes, there ain't many better than it. That wasn't recorded by the Beatles, I have to say. Whew. Here's McTominay. Not going to keep that in. It's a brilliant save that from Alisson. Jilly Jocko's, we're almost celebrating a goal there. Who's my favourite Beatle? Paul, I think. I think Paul's my favourite Beatle. But I love them all. But I think Paul's my favourite. Martinelli and Fabinho are on. Casemiro and Paquetá are off. I love Ringo. I love them all. I mean, George Harrison's probably the most underrated one. House of Oz with the Animals was a good 60s track. 3 Geordies and a Malcolm Yes. Yeah, the Animals are a good band. Until Alan Price decided to rip the rest of the band off. Chaz Chandler, of course, became Jimi Hendrix's manager. Yeah, Scotland are kind of in trouble now. There's still 25, well, probably half an hour to go here. And if they concede any more, they may well be out. We Header needs a hydration break. Well, you ain't got long to wait, mate. There's Tierney trying to get across and it's deflected off Rayan, who comes back to defend and nods it back to Alisson. I'm on 66-33, Scotty Mag. Bruno coming deep. He's now sitting in the 6. Here's Danilo. Cunha. He's also playing deeper now as well. Was that a mistake from Ward Bruno? Yes, maybe. Maybe, Nick. Here's Rayan. Bruno's inside of him. Cunha. Now Bruno's. Well, it's twice in 2 minutes. He's at the ball under his foot. Hydration break time. Well, Clark, you're supposed to be off your feet helping your team, yeah? And sit on your ass. Jimi Hendrix stayed in Chad Chandler's mum's flat on 2nd Avenue in Heaton, about a 10-minute walk from me, from you, him, Tom. Same time a mile away, a young Austrian bodybuilder was staying in Boyka. Not, see, you're talking about Austrians again, it's got to be Schwarzenegger, but whenever I see the word Austrian, I always think of someone else. I always think of old Schickelgruber. Despite him being dead at that time. 1966, 67. Apparently the Jocks are giving Clark a new contract. Well, you'd think that he'd be on his feet trying to rally the troops here. But as soon as the hydration break came, he just sat in his arse. So that's twice I've heard that about Billy Joel. When I think of Vienna, I always think of Ultravox. Bluegate 66 says Bruno looks on top form. He absolutely does. Franz Klammer. Hans Krankel. I was going to say Kurt Waldheim, but I can't even say him anymore. There's Neymar being... maybe he'll get a game. Falco, he was another one that was a bit like that, wasn't he? Of course, he's dead now. He died in a car crash, didn't he? Amadeus. No. He was the worst contestant on Family Fortunes, him, Tom. Shamrock says Arnie entered his first bodybuilding contest in Belfast. Chris says you walk in at the back, you bake a walker and fall off Wall's End. I mean, the subs look knackered. Absolutely covered in sweat. Free kick to the Jocks here. Can Scotland get a goal back here and at least try and look like they want to qualify for the next round? Maybe says Man United comments in their site saying that we should buy Bruno G. What a surprise. I don't think Bruno G would leave us to go there. Chris says Brazil may beat us, but you'll never take our freedom. Cross comes in from Tierney. He's done quite well. Cross goes out and go! Now over the top. From McAtominay. Tom Lott, the Viz top 10. Potential Les Dennis by putting your arm around a stranger's shoulder while looking at the departures board at a railway station. Yeah, that's great. And Neymar is about to come on. Wearing the famous Brazilian 10, of course, as previously adorned by Pelé and Rivellino, Zico, etc., etc. And this might be for War Bruno. Julie says Ancelotti should make Bruno Brazil's captain. We had found Hendrix and the band of gypsies. Scotland on a break here, trying to create something from deep. Here's McGinn. I think the Scots have shown Brazil way too much respect here, if I'm perfectly honest. The only way they were ever going to be was to get in their face. And they've not done any of that, have they? Not a sniff of it. They've been shit scared of them most of the game, and that's not something you associate with the Chili Chocos. I have to say. Been transfixed by some of the greats, which is by playing Brazil, I guess. Pardon me. Here's Tierney having a go down that wing. Wins the corner. Kieran Tierney's done quite well, actually, second half. Shamrock says, I've seen it, a meme. Scotland before a game equals Braveheart, and Scotland after a game equals train spotting. They've 8. At the moment, Scotland are in 6 of the 8 teams. Corner comes in. It's punched away by Allison. Here's Tierney. Straight away into the mixer. Headed away, but only on the far side there. Cross comes straight back in. Far post is McLean. Nods it back across goal. Good header away, though, by Fabinho. Curlon, yeah, I remember him. And Danielson. Corner for Scotland, which Lewis Ferguson would take in swinger. They have looked a bit dangerous from corners, I have to say. In it comes, headed away. Oh, headed over the bar. Good effort, that. It may have been Shanklin with a header. And it's Bruno for... No, it's not Bruno. It's Neymar for Cunha. So we're going to finally see Neymar. Been a long time since we've seen him play. Kevin says YouTube are playing all the real old Lauren Hardy short films at the moment. Their very first ones. Absolute class. I agree, mate. Hilarious. And nobody will be any the wiser. Apparently Morocco just scored, which puts them... I don't think it does anything to Scotland, does it? From a corner, headed on, deflected in, and he nearly took his shirt off. Ooh, nearly. Here's War Bruno. Into Neymar. Neymar's pass wasn't hard enough. And Shamrock says, do I have a favourite movie? I do. It's Strangers on the Train by Alfred Hitchcock. It's an absolute quality classic movie. Yeah. Shamrock said, I watched it last week. He's doing a Hitchcock podcast. Oh, you have to give me a point to that because I'm a massive Hitchcock fan. But yeah, it's a great film. Chance here for Brazil. He's trying to beat him at the near post there. Will be a corner. Vinny Jr. trying to be Rita soon, Bob too. A top 10 Hitchcock. Wow. Some absolute belters to choose from, mate. North by Northwest, a good film. Yeah, it's a quality film. Corner comes in. Rayan edge of the box. Gives a free kick away. The quiet man, John Wayne. Yeah, good one. Yeah, that's the Birds. Blast from the past. Who's a relative of yours with North by Northwest? Tom? No, you're laughing, but Bruno. Yeah, it was a free kick for some reason there. Cary Grant. You're related to Cary Grant? Really? Archie Leach. He was from Bristol, weren't he? Do I like Quadrophenia? Yes. Brazil looking dangerous again here now is Rayan. Scotland starting to look a little bit tired. Rayan goes wide. Across goal. Vinny Jr. Puts it wide. He's not going to get his hat-trick. Vertigo's a classic, yep. As is Rear Window. As is Double M for Murder. As is Rope. Rope's a good one. Frenzy. A very late one, but that's quite good. Julie Jocko's making some changes now. Nathan Patterson's going off. David Spence likes the spaghetti westerns. And Gannon Dope's off also. Ryan Christie's coming on. And Ralston. To Catch a Thief, yeah. Rainbow Land. Alexandro and Hendrick are on for Brazil. Surely Bruno's going to get rest now. I didn't see who they come on for. Well, Hendry's gone a run here, and he's done 7 minutes only brought down. That'll be a yellow card for being here, that. 39 steps. Peter Cushing. Gannon Date's going off, Mike. Yeah, Richard Attenborough, yeah. Hello, Ian. Congratulations on your new arrival, mate. Scotland almost got a chance there, but now it's cleared. In the last 8 minutes of the game, Rear Window, Rebecca out there, good films, yeah. What's the one that was Sabotage? Notorious. Oh, great, all good films. Here's McTominay near post. Got Gabriel at his back. Gabriel's not letting him go anywhere. McTominay's well to get related back out to the wing now. Mistake though from McGinn, didn't get the crossing, but there's a cross to the far post now. Nodded back. Tierney attempted his shot, but well, he wasn't quick enough. And now Tierney's down in agony. And Rayan's got a long transitional ball if he wants to play it. Here's War Bruno. Brilliant, Ian. Love it. XG, Scotland 0.67, Brazil 3.31. Here's Vinny Jr. out of that wing. Christie goes towards him. And we were talking about Willington Place a minute ago. Rope, yeah, great film. Here's Marquinhos. Anyone remember the Dr. Phibes films with Vincent Price in? Here's Vinny Jr. cuts inside, goes back outside again, feeds it wide. Here's Martinelli. And Brazil go backwards. There's Vinny Jr. up against Ralston. Christie coming to help him. Christie gets a foot in, will be a corner. His name out of the corner. In swinger. Headed out for another corner. Links Rainbird remembers the Dr. Phibes films. There's Mr. Beckham. Mainly likes the old Hammer films. Volley at the back post. It's deflected out for another corner. Gabriel's eyes lit up there. I thought he was scoring. When they fed Dr. Phibes, when they fed Robert Morley, force fed him with his dogs. They put his dogs in a pie. He had poodles, and he baked them into put their Diana Riggin him, put them in a pie and forced them down Robert Morley's throat. Ugh. Here's Marquinhos anyway for Brazil. They're content with their night's work now. Here's Gabriel. Marco 4-2 up. Nick, good night. Great organist, yeah. Dr. Phibes. Sweet Dreams, Nick. Some Like Heart's a great film. Bruno gets fouled there by Ferguson, and they're making another change now. think this is the young Rangers player, isn't it? Curtis, is it? Free kick's already been taken. Lovely little bit of play there from Martinelli into Danilo. Now Fabinho. Wide to Vinny Jr. Neymar's inside him. Cuts inside one. Plays it into Neymar. Neymar dummies it. And Scotland can bring it away. Pressure on the ball carrier. They will get it away now. McGinn has it. Scotland on the attack, yeah. They might need a goal. Deliverance. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good film, Deliverance. She might be, Ian. She hasn't said good night yet. Here's John McGinn. Edge of the area for the Scots. Trying to get to the byline. Gets a crossing. It's a good one. Far post. McTominay goes to... It was not McTominay. It's young Curtis. Trying to volley at far post. Here comes Shay Adams. It wasn't young Curtis. He ain't even on yet. Right, here comes Neymar. Cool. Whoever that is very slow on the ball. The outer limits of the twilight zone. Good play for Brazil down the far side there. Ryan Christie's fouled Neymar. Hauled him to the ground. Ryan the Rat. Neymar's going to take this free kick. And it comes. Wasn't a bad one. He gets it back though. He's got a chance to get the ball in again. I think he's got ideas of a shot here. Shots with Neymar straight in the midriff of the keeper. Dirty Harry's has a blast from the past. Yeah, they're good films. Dan says, bet Scotland wish they had Harvey Barnes right now. Yeah, they just showed the Moroccans' fourth goal. Been a good World Cup for Haiti. They've scored goals. They've shown themselves to be a half decent side. But they were never going to qualify from this group. Win to the added on time. Six minutes. It's a Wonderful Life, another one of my favourite films. Citizen Kane's another one of my favourite films. Just quality movies. Missed you too, mate. Missed you too, Ian. There she goes. She's there, look. Told you. Dan said, how is Scotland not pressing right now? Well, because they're knackered, mate, I guess. I mean, Shankland's been chasing the ball around all night like a dog after balloon. McGinn's off, Shankland's off. And on comes Curtis and Shay Adams. Shamrock's favourite film is Jaws. It's a classic film. Third Man, that's another good film. Orson Welles. Orson Welles was a genius. Chipped in, looking for Toon at the far post. It's intercepted by Danilo. Harry Line. There's Neymar. Beautiful ball to Vinny. Tomlin's right into through. Oh, Vinny's made a complete fuck up with that. Jeepers creepers. How on earth that wasn't played across? Green Mile, great film. Shawshank, great film. Yeah. Long ball forward. It's in behind Tierney. Unfortunately, the 19 can't keep it in. Hendrick. Elephant Man. Ice Cold and Alex. There's another good film. Curtis trying to go down the left wing there, getting nowhere. Here's Bruno. Into Hendrick. Now it's with Douglas. No, it's not Douglas. It's Alexander on that far side now, isn't it? Into Vinny Jr. Here's War Bruno. Just massages it to his right, where Danilo was. And Brazil just keeping the ball. Fabinho, Bruno, trying to feed it through for Neymar. Neymar didn't make the run. Goodfellas, Great Dictator, that's a good film. Pulp Fiction, The Bridge Too Far, The Blues Brothers. Yeah, some classics there. Trading Places, another one of my favourites. The Fog, 1980. The James Herbert film, book in it. James Herbert, that's his name. Scotland trying to win the ball deep in Brazil territory here, but it's not happening. Free kick given away by Martinelli. And Scotland may have a chance here for last Where Eagles Dare. Yeah, that's a good film. And the Eagles landed. Jaws Psycho Batman, 89. I went to picture to see that one. The Original Fly's a good one. Zulu's a good one. The Italian Job's a good one. That's been some great films. Carry On, Dick. And it comes. Scotland looking for a last minute. We're going to get a corner. The Cruel Sea. The Goonies. Blazing Saddles. Quality. High Anxiety is good as well from Mel Brooks. I got it. I ain't got it. In comes a corner. Allison doesn't make it. This might be a chance here for Scotland. Here's Curtis, gets the ball on, crosses it in. He wants to. Oh, McTominay got a shot, but Allison was down like a shot to save it. John Carpenter. Yeah, but the book is James Herbert. I'm sure it is. John McBalls likes Heat as well. Fuck Off, King Hoddle. Be a filth. Home Alone, yeah, quality film. Here's Brazil again. Neymar. Vinny Jr. Oh, greedy bastard. Yes. Yes, Dan. Good ball here, Junior. Vinny Jr. again. He wants that trick. He ain't going to get it. Here's Bruno, and rescues a free kick, and that's should be the end of it. The Thing. Vinny Jr.'s a greedy bastard, I've got to say. Oh, right, James Herbert ain't no connection to John. Well, there we go. I think that's the end of it, folks. I think it's finished. Scotland 0, Brazil 3. And I tell you what, I think our man was man of the match there. Absolutely. Anyway, don't forget to hit that like button on your way out. Thanks to the mods for staying with me till just got 1 in the morning. When you have work as well. Angie, fantastic people in the chat who also have work tomorrow. You're an absolute godsend, all of you. Thank you very much for another fantastic night of fun and games and watching the football. We'll be back tomorrow. Great to see Ian back in the chat as well. We'll see you all tomorrow. Until then, have a great night's sleep. Night sleep tight. And don't let them bed bugs bite. Good night, folks.
Come back and check on Sabrina.